Welcome to the Thrifty Nest. I'm a stay-at-home mom and soon-to-be homeschooler. I have a 7-month-old and a 7-year-old. And today's question is, are babies really expensive? And we're going to skip right to the end where I'm going to tell you, spoilers, not in my experience, babies are not really expensive. Let's get into some stats real quick just to get the economic situation out there. So where am I? So about 40% of American households earn less than $75,000 a year. I can tell you most definitely that is where my husband and I are. But another interesting tidbit, when you want to get the full scope of the situation, is here, according to Zippia. When considering individual income, only 18% of Americans earn over $100,000 annually. So if you think about it, a family with a stay-at-home mom is very likely to be earning under $100,000 since only 18% of Americans on an individual income earn more than that. That's just to show you, you don't have to be earning this massive amount of money to be a parent or to have a child or to support an infant. But what we're asking today is, are babies expensive? And again, in my experience, they are not. Of course, it is different if you plan to send your child to daycare. Online, I see a lot of baby videos about all the kind of things that you can get and all the essentials, but sometimes that list runs really long. So are they all essentials and things like that? I'm going to show you the real basic stuff that you need to take care of a baby for that whole year. But anyway, let me stop talking and let me start showing. Let's go. Essential number one, right out of the hospital, is a stroller with an attached car seat. You can always get the stroller and car seat separately, but the reason I like this is because we are going to be riding around a lot, walking around a lot in the car, and rather than having to take her out of a permanent car seat and then put her in the stroller, I'd rather just be able to pull her out of her stroller while she's in here and put her in the car. And also, when I get to the supermarket, take her out of the car and put her in the stroller. This car seat is only good up to 18 pounds. After that, you will have to get one of the larger, which would be a permanent car seat. Okay, so the second thing you'll need is a cot of some kind. This is the one that I got from Amazon. This came with a changing area here on the top. You'll see it in the pictures, which I have taken off because now she's 7-month-old and that's too small for her. And it also came with a little sleeping area too, also too small, took that off. But I co-sleep with my daughter, so this doesn't get any use, barely at all. She slept in here like a handful of times for sleeping. This is literally when I'm downstairs, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, or whatever it is, and this is baby prison, as my husband calls it. But this is where she goes to just relax in a safe space when I can't hold her. Of course, we need diapers and wipes. And we need probably 2 boxes of diapers. I think between 90 to 120 diapers come in a box. The boxes that we get are between $15 to $20. You just have to find the right brand and the right store, and you can find a great deal. We need diapers about twice a month, so that's $30. And then a box of wipes is about $20, I believe. When we get an entire box, it will last us over a month. And one thing that I would love for you to know as well is that you can go to your county website, or you can Google churches, just Google free diapers, and a lot of churches, a lot of counties, a lot of pregnancy or post-pregnancy centers will give away free diapers. I would say if you're having a hard time keeping up, or even if you just want to save yourself money because you are on an extreme budget, go to one of those places and you'll get free diapers and they'll help you out. So next up, you need age appropriate toys, and they really won't start needing any kind of toy until they're 3 months, until they're kind of alert and that kind of thing. Maybe they'll just have their pacifier. What our baby first started needing was just something to hold on to. Any kind of plastic or soft toy is good for them. They'll just be putting everything into their mouth, chewing on it, that kind of thing. So not too expensive either. You know, these typically you can find for a couple dollars anywhere. So the kind of things that we got at first were teething rings, little soft booklets like this. Other ones like this. Many of these were gifts. And then as she got older, I did get her more complex toys. Or rather, I pulled out the toys that I hadn't thrown out from when my daughter was an infant or baby. And I started giving her those. So these I didn't spend any money on. And you can get creative. Our daughter is 7-month-old and she loves balls, but especially just something chewy, you know, to pull on. And once they start crawling, they just kind of want to feel around for everything. So just kind of let them explore. Another thing we do is that we have a we have a museum for children in our area, and they have a baby section. So she can go in there and explore and touch everything. So let's talk about baby clothes. This is where I keep my baby clothes right now, because I don't have that very much and I don't need that very much. Most of them are in the laundry right now, by the way. So let's take these out and talk about them while we sort. So babies will need clothes every 3 months. They're usually size newborn, 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 12, and then you'll have like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. But basically, just every 3 months, they'll just need new clothes. And obviously, babies can grow at different rates, so you might have to be a little bit sooner, a little bit later, so you'll go on that. Now, we always thrift our clothes because those babies are going to be out of it in 2 to 4 months. So there is no need to buy $20 items, okay? We go to our thrift store where all the items are $1.50 to $4.50 each, depending what it is. And we'll get, now that it's the summer, stuff like this. Once you start, I believe it's at 2 years old at the toddler stage, then it starts increasing by age. So you have 2T for 2-year-old, 3T for 3-year-old, more or less, you know, your kid might be smaller or bigger. Clothes, even though they grow out of it every 3 months, doesn't have to be expensive. You can spend $30 to $40 every 3 months. That's it. So another needed item is up here, and it's a thermometer. I don't remember how much I got this from, but I did have a Target gift card, and that's what I spent on this. But obviously you can get a thermometer, anything ranging from $5 to $100. The average probably being like $10. So just go for that. What else is an essential? Okay, so in here, it's a little dark, as you can see. This is my closet corner, but I'm going to show you where my blankets are. They're all up here. All these are receiving blankets. Definitely, I would say this is a a necessity, because you can use them for so many different things. Blankets, you can use them to clean up spit up. You can use them to wrap them up, like I said, as infants. And they can even use them to chew on. They love that. So yeah, I have a bunch of these. Many of these I bought, but many of them were also gifts. Okay, so I can't find my baby carrier anywhere. That's something that consistently gets lost. I don't know why. I think it's because I move it around a lot. A baby carrier is a necessity, or at least a wrap. I mean, is all lost if you don't have one? No, it's not. But it's very convenient for you to walk around the house with the baby on, especially when they're infants, and maybe they have trouble staying down on their own. You know, they don't feel like separate people when they're newborns. They're still very connected to you, always want to feel your skin, feel your warmth. So those baby carriers are really nice. Or the wraps, especially for newborns, to keep them close to you, but for you to be hands-free if you have to be. Again, this is something that you can find at the thrift store, so you don't have to spend a bunch of money on it. I would say to try and get a decent one. The one that I had with my first daughter was so great, so comfortable. This one that I got with my current daughter was the exact same price and terrible quality. It pulls at the shoulders, it pulls on her at the butt, so I have to constantly adjust her to make sure she's good. So, you know, make sure it's a good one. Getting into the territory where I'm thinking to myself, is this a basic, really? I don't think it is, but I'm going to add it so I can at least have 9 or 10 items. I've lost track here, but I wanted to add something. But it's really helpful and beneficial to me. When you have an infant, you're not submerging them in water. At least I'm not. I was giving her sponge baths, you know, every few days, and they don't need to bathe every day. And then after, I think it was like, I don't want to say, maybe like 2 months, something like that. Then we started giving her like actual bath. This is what I would use, baby bath. And then, you know, it has a seat, so she would just sit in that area. Now that she's 7 months old, I have taken this off. And she sits in here. And does she sit? No, she doesn't really sit. She stands and holds on to me for dear life. My first daughter loved the bath and she hung out in there all day. My second daughter just doesn't. But it does make it more convenient to give them a bath. But if you have a tub, just fill up the tub and with a little bit of water, and there you go. All right, so that is it for the video. I provided you with the absolute basics that you need and nothing more to have and take care of a baby. It doesn't need to be expensive. Again, for us, it's that $40 a month minus the upfront for those couple, maybe 3 or so pieces that you need. Then it's $40 a month, and then every 3 months, of course, you need to get clothes for the baby. Okay, and if you want to upgrade some toys, you know, add like another $25 on top of it. Be resourceful. Be resourceful. Be confident. Be smart. Ask for help, and you got this. So I have more than just the basics, and if you want me to do a video on that, I can do that. On things that just make everything even easier, I can make a video on that. Just let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.